All right, assalamu alaikum, shalawama, everyone. Okay, welcome to the free astrotheology course. Our textbook is Astrology, the Astrology of the Old Testament, the Lost Word Regained, published in 1892, and the author is Carl Anderson. The author is Carl Anderson. So let me say this again. The astrology has nothing to do with religion. I'm saying this because someone asked me. Someone asked about this. So, astrology has nothing to do with religion. In ancient times, astrology is what astronomy is today. So, in other words, astronomy has its origins in astrology. And then astrology was spoken of in a derogatory way to prevent people from learning about astrology. What people? The masses of people. The masses of people that the church didn't want you to know about. In other words, the church actively through hot warfare, physical warfare, uh, attempted and succeeded with disconnecting people all over the world from nature, from nature. Okay, so they replaced that paradigm of nature with the paradigm of religion. So nature, self-governing, republican form of government, sovereignty. Every man is a king. My rights end where they infringe on your rights. Okay, and we govern our lives according to nature and natural law. That's how we lived our lives. There was no focus on external gods. The focus was on us and doing for self. Let me say it again. The focus was on us and doing for ourselves. We were our own savior. And the Catholic Church sought to destroy that through warfare, physical warfare, and then ultimately through psychological warfare, which it wages through letters, through fake histories, fake science, fake scientific discoveries, fake diagnosis, all right, fake scripture. When I say fake, what I'm talking about is anything less than 100% true, and it's done intentionally, okay? So through movies, so through the pen, Jeremiah 8:8, through the pen, all right? Okay, so that was the Catholic, and the Catholic Church does not deny that. This is common knowledge. You just read, go to the official Catholic Church website and read the papal bulls. Read their own history. Don't read a history book. Read their papal bulls, and it'll show you their history. And what else does it show you? It shows you their state of mind. It shows you their state of mind, scholars. Their psychology. It shows a defect in their psychology compared to autochthonous Moors. Okay, so in other words, what I'm saying to you is it's showing the psychology of hybrids, okay, as opposed to the psychology of autochthonous men and women sprung from the soil. I don't know if you're sprung from the soil. Only you know that. Okay. So the astrotheology of the Old Testament. Now, so when these stories that our ancestors wrote, so let's go back to the Devil's Pulpit by Robert Taylor. So Robert Taylor informs us that these stories were written um, to present natural phenomena. That's what he says. These stories involve natural phenomena. Okay, there were never they were never supposed to be taken literally. But the Catholic Church forced a literal meaning into the mindset of the people. Y'all see what I'm saying? So now that becomes astrotheology. Okay, so the mixing of a deity, the mixing of an external God with astrology or with cosmology or with nature, okay, with natural phenomena. So now we get astrotheology. Okay, y'all. So that's what happened. So our is there any truth in the Old Testament? Absolutely. Absolutely. Does it need to be corrected? Absolutely. Are there a lot of lies in the book of the law, the Old Testament and the New Testament? Absolutely. Read Jeremiah 8, verse 8. They wrote lies in the book of the law. And it even says that they turned that they made it into a religion. Okay? So when I go through this information, I'm not saying don't use any of the so-called holy scriptures, be it the Bible or any of the other ancient books. I'm not saying that. I I don't have anything to do with what you do. I'm talking about in this course the astrotheology and civics in the Old Testament, or the lost word regained. All right, so this lost word has different meanings at different levels. The lowest level is the religious level, right? There's a civics level, there's a natural law level, there's actually a physiology and an anatomical level. It goes on and on. But anyway, that's that. We're going to start at page 166. So 1 plus 6 is 7, plus 6 is 13. So when we see 13, we should find something in the text alluding to perfect government. Alluding to perfect government. So let's see if we find that. So, of course, we would find what? Uh, we should expect to see perhaps something having to do with the 12 apostles, something having to do with Jesus, right? And rulership, perfect government. Well, in the very first paragraph, it said, well, let me go to the very last paragraph on page 165. This is what it says: the character of the moon is a crescent or arc, called by those of ancient times. Called by those of ancient time. Isis. Now, y'all, Isis is the moon, but Isis is also what? Virgo. Where's my? I'm looking for my other device. So Isis is the moon, which is also Virgo, the planet. I'm sorry, the constellation, right? Which is also Mary, Jesus' mother. Okay, so the moon in ancient times was called Isis, Is, or Eses, Ess. Now I showed in the last class. I'm not going to go back to it. Uh, that Jesus is named after his mother, Isis. Jesus took on the name of his mother. Why? Because we're talking about natural phenomena, not not a physical man and a physical woman. So there is no physical man for Jesus to take his name from. So he takes his name from the constellation Virgo, Isis, Isis. Y'all see that? I covered that in the last class. And I don't even remember right now. I don't remember what page it was that I found it on. So I'm not. I don't think I want to go back through all of that since I've already done it. So y'all gonna have to find that on your own, okay? Now let's continue. So Luna, let's go to Luna. Let's continue in that. Uh, Okay, so let's continue. Page 166. So Luna, as in lunar, El Eusis, or Heavenly Mother. Of course, the Heavenly Mother, y'all. The moon is the Heavenly Mother, but it's also Virgo. Also Virgo. The Ark, or Argo, or Ark, the Virgin Mother, Virgo, right? The Virgin Mother, Virgo, or Virgin Myrrh, or Virgin Mary. Y'all see it? She rules over the seas and tides and the clear and virgin pure water. So clear and virgin pure water, y'all, that would include fresh water, right? Well, that would be fresh water, not seas, because seas is salt water. Seas would be referred to as bitter. I'm sorry. Yeah, seawater, ocean water would be referred to as bitter, as salt, right? You really shouldn't drink too much salt water or ocean water, right? You become dehydrated. Let's see. Okay. Well, let me rephrase that. If if you're in the ocean, you can become dehydrated because let me see if I can remember. Yeah, yeah. So the fresh water would flow from low concentration to high concentration. So since you have a low concentration of salt in your body, the water would flow out, and the water in your cells, if I remember correctly, will flow out into the ocean, okay, because of diffusion, and you become dehydrated and you get all the problems associated with dehydration, and eventually you're going to drown if you don't get eaten first. All right, but that I'm going back a long time. Y'all might have to check that to make sure it's accurate. Page 166. But it has to do with the flow of water. I'm pretty sure that's it. Okay, page 166. Her aspects, meaning the moon, right? But remember, it says here, the ancients uh, called the moon Isis, Essis, Luna, El, Eusis, Heavenly Mother. That's Virgo, the Virgin Mother, the Virgin Mary, the Virgin Mother. Okay, she rules over the seas, that's salt water, and tides, and the clear and virgin pure water, that's fresh water. Okay, so she rules over all of the water. Her aspects rule over all moist and liquid matters. Now, see, that's what's very interesting. Well, let's continue. Over the oceans, seas, rivers, lakes, ponds, bathing places, clear water of any description. So that's freshwater streams and lakes, freshwater rivers, groundwater, fresh groundwater, okay? The water cycle, right? Where it rains or it snows, precipitation comes down from the sky, goes into the soil, goes into the lake, and then the heat from the sunlight causes it to evaporate and go back up and form clouds. That whole cycle is ruled over by the moon and or the Virgin Mary, which is Virgo. Okay, well the moon is also called Virgo, well, the Virgin Mary. Okay, well the moon is also called Virgo. Well, the Virgin Mary. Okay, she rules over all libations. How about that, y'all? I don't know about y'all, but when we were younger, when we used to sneak and drink beer and alcohol, and I don't know why we did this, but we would always do a libation. We would always pour some out for 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 whoever, right? For whoever or for whatever. But I don't know where we learned that from, where we got that from. I have no memory of where we. I don't ever recall seeing it on TV, but maybe I did. Maybe we did rather. But I used to hang out with the older uh, teenagers when I was little. Okay, so she rules over all libations or pouring of liquids. Okay, y'all? So I guess that means whenever your moire, moshe, pastor, whoever pours the holy water or pours the oil that's ruled over by the moon, that's ruled over by the Virgin Mary. All libations or pouring of liquids. Liquids include oil, wine. So during your memorial, during your Easter service, when you pour the wine into the glass or cup and you drink it, the moon or Virgin Mother rules over that. Y'all see it? And the pure and limpid brooks and springs. So we covered that already. Over navigation by water. Wow. So the moon rules over navigation by water. So that would be a process where we use geometry, right, y'all? You need to know geometry to travel by water, to travel over the seas, right? You need to know geometry. So how about that? The moon and Virgin Mary rules over navigation by water, seas, canals, journeys in the same manner, over queens, empresses, women, and mothers, the mistress of the house. So the boss, right? The boss of the house. So sometimes we hear our elders, our Moorish elders, talk about uh, women, um, women having the authority over the land, and then the sons carry out uh, whatever whatever they decide they want. So that would also be ruled over by the moon. Everybody see that? It The moon rules over women and mothers. The mistress of the house, that's the boss. So the moon rules over her. And all women who occupy positions of authority at any place. So y'all see that? So women who are in authoritative positions. So in ancient times, when the women, when we were in a matriarchy, that was ruled over by the moon, also the Virgin Mary. All right. The moon rules over the ebb and flow of tides. So ebb and flow, the in and out, the rhythm, right? The rhythmic movement of the tide. So that would be the Hermetic law of rhythm. The Hermetic law of rhythm. Changes in family matter or changes in family matters, especially to the mother, over the change of life in women, over one. Listen to this, y'all. The moon rules over wanderers and vagabonds and tramps. Excuse me. I haven't heard the word tramp in a long time. But I do remember this one comedian. Her name was Joan. What was Joan? Joan. What was her last name? But years and years ago, she became very famous for calling women tramps. What was her name? Excuse me. She was very funny. This was back, I think, in the 90s. What was her name? But she used to call women tramps, and it was so funny. But tramp, of course, is also like a hobo, a bum. Like we would in modern times, we would say a homeless person would be a tramp, right? A homeless person in modern times would be a vagabond, a vagabond. But let's talk about these wanderers, vagabonds, and tramps a little bit. Give me 1 second, y'all. I want to see if I got battery power. I got a little. I got a little battery life left, so let's go. Let's take a look at something. All right. Give me a second. What can I do with this? Hold on. All right. So I'm gonna take a look at Esau, y'all. All right. Do y'all want to call in? Uh, Let me know if you want to call in. If you want to call in, I'll put a number, a toll free number y'all can call. It ain't gonna cost you nothing. You can call this number. Um, at least I think it won't cost you nothing. What does this have to do, or is there a similarity here with Esau? Is there a similarity here with Esau? So y'all remember Esau, right? Everybody remember who Esau is? Take a look. Y'all take a look. Esau. What might this have to do with Esau? Esau, older son of Isaac in the Hebrew Bible. Esau is the elder son of Isaac in the Hebrew Bible. He is mentioned in the book of Genesis and the prophets Obadiah and Malachi. So let's take a look at this. This is 14 facts about Esau everyone should know. He was the son of Isaac. Okay. He had three names. When Esau was born, he was fully formed and had hair across his body like a full grown man. Okay. Let's see. At age 15, according to this article, Esau was given a second name, Edom, which is Hebrew for red. Okay, but that's a trick bag, y'all. That's a trick bag. Maybe we'll get into that at another time. The impetus for his name was his foolhardy decision to sell his birthright to Jacob in turn for a pot of red lentil stew. Now, y'all think about that. Think about that. He was a man of the field. He liked hunting. He liked hunting, right? So that means he likes to eat meat. He likes to eat meat. But here he sold his birthright for some vegetables, for some peas. And he's not even really into peas. Was he that hungry? Or is there a problem with this story? Or or is there some alteration that has been done to the story? Or is it something else that could explain that? Right? So you have to use your your critical thinking mind to work through this. All right. This name was also, that's Edom, was also associated with the reddish complexion of his skin, which symbolized his propensity for violence. His propensity for violence. Some say that Seir, Esau's residence, it's about Mount Seir, was yet a third name of his. Okay, so Seir is so Esau, Edom, and Seir, the three names for Esau. Okay, so why Seir? According to this article, it says after his hairy appearance. Hair as in CR in the biblical Hebrew. Okay, but we know Seir is Mount Seir. Three, he was the eldest. Esau was the older twin. Scripture relates that when leaving their mother's womb, Jacob grasped Esau's heel as if to delay his birth. Now let's think about this. Who in their right mind, maybe I'm wrong, but who in their right mind would think that a baby holding on to a heel at birth, not even a baby, these newborns, they're trying to come out of the womb. Who thinks that the one holding the heel is trying to prevent the other infant from coming out of the womb? Who thinks like that? Who thinks like that? I know I don't. If I saw a baby's hand on the heel, if I were in this situation, there are two twins. One baby looks like it's coming. First of all, how do you? Well, if I saw the hand on the heel, I'm not gonna think in the negative. Oh, this baby is trying to prevent the other baby from coming out. Well, I'm not gonna think like that. Who thinks like that? Who thinks like that? Oh, this baby is trying to prevent him to come out because he wants to get the birthright. He doesn't want him. Who thinks like that? So that's another question we have to ask ourselves when we read these stories. So is there another meaning to this story? Because maybe y'all know people who think like that, but I don't know. Or maybe you think like that, but I don't think like that. I don't think like that. That's a, and what I'm trying to say is maybe that's a sick mind. Maybe it's a sick mind who's thinking that an innocent, a pure, innocent life that hasn't even made it out of the womb yet is up to something scandalous or is trying to steal already. The baby don't even know anything about stealing. Do y'all see what I'm saying to y'all? Hold on. Hold on. Y'all give me 1 second. Yo, give me 1 second. Sorry about that. Give me 1 second, yo. Sorry, y'all. I have something for. Okay, sorry. Sorry, scholars. Sorry for the interruption. But anyway, who thinks like that? Who thinks in such a diabolical way? You know, imputing these negative motives to an infant. But the topic is, what does Esau have to do with this conversation? Or can we associate this text with Esau? That's the question. So let's go back to it. The moon rules over all changes and removals. All changes and removal. What's a change and removal? Can anyone think about a change and removal that happened on a global scale? Can anyone think about a change and removal that happened on a global scale? How about the change of paradigm from concrete to abstract? How, Okay. Uh, where am I? Where am I, y'all? Hold. Give me 1 second, y'all. I have to make a call. Give me 1 second. Okay, y'all. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. I'm back. So here's the point. Here's the point. She rules over all changes and removals, a change in paradigm from concrete to negative, from concrete to abstract, change in paradigm, a change in worldview. So that change in the worldview also represented a change in consciousness, a complete change in the way we communicate and our vocabulary. And our vocabulary, culture is in the culture is in the language. All of the grammar rules, everything changed, right? Everything changed because it went from concrete to abstract. If you don't know what that is, you should subscribe to my course. The link is in the description area of this video. 101 Ancient Ivory Act. So you'll get to understand what I'm talking about if you don't understand that. It's only like $10. Um, so that's a change. What's another change? How about change the people? The autochthonous Moors, Genesis chapter 2, verse 7, and replace them with hybrids. Remove them, change and removal. So remove the autochthonous people from the land or uh, from their the lands that they are autochthonous to. Move them, change and removal. How about going uh, from a paradigm, from a world where there is no external gods being worshipped, where people respected nature and they lived their lives based on nature, living in harmony, living harmonically with nature, shifting from that, changing from that to living your life according to some rules that are totally disconnected from nature. Ain't got nothing to do with nature. But what are they? They're focused on something made up called morality. And why do I say morality is made up? Because I know for a fact morality is made up. You can go from one, in today's world, you can go from one country to the next, and they have totally different standards of morality. Huh? Totally different standards of morality, especially around sex. Huh? But if you don't travel, you don't know that. If you haven't traveled around the world, you think the whole world is Christian and the whole world has the same morality about sex and family. Let me not say family. Your kinfolk, your household, and the dynamics, you think it's all the same. Well, it's not. It's huge differences. Huge. Mm. Also, the way men and women behave toward each other and toward women and toward their heirs or kinfolk is totally different. Totally different set of dynamics. Let a woman go to the Middle East. Let's say a woman in North America, let's say in Canada. Let her go to the East, let's say to the Middle East, North Africa, with that same attitude, with a feminist attitude, or a man can't do nothing for me. Let her go to the Middle East with that and see what happens to her. Let an average woman, or even the most successful woman, roll up in the Middle East and get married. Oh, see what that marriage is going to be like in many cases. It's a totally different standard of morals, even in the professions, different ethical standards. All this stuff is made up. It's made up per the religion. The morality is made up to reflect the religion. In other words, it's all a trick bag. It's all a trick bag to keep control over you. Because the religion is false. That's my point. The religions have you uh, searching for, you never find, like the devil's pulpit, like the devil's pulpit, Robert Taylor brings out, and he was a high level Freemason at the top of the top level Freemason. And he said that the goal, that a consistent, or in other words, something that will always be present in every religion is that you always have to search for the deity. There's always something to search for. That search never ends. Keep you searching, keep you occupied, keep you busy. What is religious game? The religion is a hustle, y'all. If y'all have not read The Devil's Pulpit, I did that class twice. Y'all can watch my videos. I think the second class was better than the first, but I don't know. But that's a fun book. It'll make you laugh. If you understand it, it makes you laugh. Especially, especially if you, uh, especially if you can see, especially if you're starting to wake up about religion, and you can see it. You can only laugh at yourself for being so stupid, right? And he actually calls you stupid. He actually calls you stupid in the book, stupid and profane. But of course, the stupid and profane are the common people who are disconnected from nature. In other words, who are religious people. These are the profane, these are the unlearned, the stupid idiots. According to several authors, I'm just passing uh, this on to you. So don't get mad at me. Y'all put something in the comment section. Now let's get back to it. So the moon rules over all changes and removals. That would include people. That would include, for example, there's a movie called Planet of the Apes coming out right now, right, y'all? So wouldn't that be a change and removal? Wouldn't the Yakub story, isn't that a story of change and removal? A hybrid of mankind, Genesis chapter 1, verse 26, gets produced, gets made by the Elohim, the Moors. Were some of them Raphaim? Was Yaqub a Raphaim? I don't know. Could have been. I don't know. It doesn't say. Was one or more of the 12 feminine? It isn't that interesting too. Yaqub, isn't that the Christ figure in the story? And then his 12 feminine uh, co-scientists, or his 12 feminine uh, genetic engineers. That's 13, right? 12 zodiac signs, 12 constellations, 12 apostles, one son, one sun son, one son of God, 12 feminine genetic engineers, 12 apostles, 12 constellations, one Yakub, one Jesus, one sun son, okay, and each of those are son son. 13 perfect government. 13 perfect government. Now, isn't that very interesting? Okay, so Yakub designed these hybrids, what we call mankind, who are Han Uman. Han Uman is a contraction, or human is a contracted form of Han Uman, the monster, according to the lawful definition. Okay, so now the human is ruling the earth, not the autochthonous more. So there's a change, and the humans are ruling all of the major cities, and they have control over all of the ancient megalithic structures. They have control over the land, air, and the seas, and the fresh water. Whereas the autochthonous Moors have been pushed back. And in many cases, they've been pushed back into the woods and forests. And they're living a, what's the lifestyle called? Well, y'all know what I'm talking about. They're, they're living like bush people. They're living like bush people. So change and removal. So who is the Han Uman? Who is the human? Who is a Han Uman? Who is a human? Of course, when you look at the biblical story, that would be Esau. Esau came out red with hair all over. So Esau came out not the color red like you think, like a tomato. No, absolutely not. He came out red like brown, like the color of an animal, like the color of a cow or a horse. Okay? And he had fur all over. Okay, y'all? So I'm not going to go into this. I'm just going to show a picture. So this is the Neanderthal. This is the Han Uman. This is the caveman. Okay, y'all? Oh, better yet, let me what's the name of that illness? Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna show y'all something even better. Give me 1 second. If I can find it. I haven't thought about this in a long time. Uh, Oh yeah, here we go. Y'all see that? I got more better, more better. Give me 1 second. I got more better. Everybody see that? I got more better. Be patient. If I remember correctly, it's called Hurt, Hertuism. Yeah, I'm going back a long way. I haven't thought about this in years. I'm gonna start. I need to. Hold on, y'all. Yeah, Hirsutism. I haven't thought about it in a long time, y'all. But let's see if I can find it. I used to teach this Hirsutism. But so I'm going to show you two images for your comparison. 1 second. All the good pictures they took off. I used to teach this. Let me show you the word. Some of y'all might want to research this. Um, I used to teach this about I think 5 years ago. I used to teach a lot about this with concerning the Neanderthal. All the good pictures, I don't see any of the good pictures. You used to be able to see pictures of hybrids full of hair, just hair everywhere, like a beast. Ah, here's a good one. Y'all see that? Everybody see that? Does everybody see that? Yes or no? So y'all study this image. Take a look at that. Okay? Now let's go back in time. Let's go back in time. Meaning that this is a more modern iteration. This is a more modern iteration, okay? More modern iteration. This camera is I don't like how this wide angle camera is really hard to get oriented with this thing. So let's just go back in time. Okay, y'all? Neanderthal. Now, did they all look the same? No. Absolutely not. There's different types of them. Even the scientific community will tell you they admit that there are different kinds or species of Neanderthal. Okay, nobody denied that. It's not denied. For example, Neanderthal, the Cenovan, and who knows? Okay, y'all? Huh? Okay, let's take it back even further in time. Let's take it back further in time. Now remember the topic is vagabonds, wanderers, tramps, tramps, rules over all changes and removals. Okay? So who's responsible for these changes and removals? Okay, that's the point. That's the point. Yakub and his creation, the Han Uman, the Neanderthal. Okay, let's look at it from here. Let's take it way back. Y'all see that? Notice he's depicted as a warrior. Notice that he is depicted as a warrior. You think it's for no reason that they are depicted as warriors? Let me ask you again. Do you see why the Han Uman, this human, is depicted as a warrior? Yeah, because they use warfare to implement, execute these changes and removals. I hope everyone sees it. Why am I bringing this up? I'm talking about civics and our history. Okay, I'm talking about civics and our history. I hope that's clear. Give me 1 second. Look at this image. See that? That's supposed to get you in a religious state of mind, and they got some stories behind this. Okay, y'all? But you can see the hybridization. All right? Give me one moment. Ah, this is even better. This is even better. Y'all see it? That's war. That's war, y'all. This is a battle hardened Han Uman, a battle hardened human that was designed to overtake and overcome the autochthonous Moors. This soldier, okay? As a matter of fact, let me take a screenshot. So can y'all imagine fighting fighting one of these animals? Can y'all imagine? So images like this is supposed to put you to sleep, make it look so sweet and innocent, right? Have you worshiping that which destroyed your ancestors and now destroying you? Everybody see it? Now let's bring it a little bit closer in history. Let's move forward in history. Oh, by the way, okay, look in the address line. Y'all see what I wrote here? Hold on. Let me show you the contraction. Look in the search box. You see, Han Uman equals human. That's the contracted spelling. That's what I'm talking about. All right. Well, that doesn't look good. I see the reflection. So that's not good for y'all. Okay. But anyway, that's the point. All right. So now I'm going to finish this up here. Look at what I searched. I searched caveman. I searched caveman, and what do you get? What's the result? We get Han Uman. Search caveman, we get Han Uman. When you were in school, didn't you learn that the Europeans, so-called Europeans, didn't you learn that they come from cavemen? Yes or no? Tell the truth. We were taught in school that the Europeans came from cavemen, and they were so arrogant. They were so arrogant that they thought we'd never put two and two together. Y'all see that? They were so arrogant that they thought we would never find this out. Okay? Now, if I'm lying, y'all tell me. If we were not taught that the Europeans, so-called Europeans, or that humans come from cavemen, y'all tell me. And here is the caveman, the Neanderthal, the Han Uman. Genesis chapter 1, verse 26 and 27. Mankind, a kind of a man mixed with chimpanzee, has no birthright, a monster according to law, a monster that cannot inherit. This monster is non-descendable. Esau went what? Esau is a vagabond and a wanderer who goes conquering, stealing other people's land. Do y'all see it? Okay. And so the real issue is Han Uman attacking and oppressing and stealing the birthright of the Moors. And the Moors continue to live outside of harmony with the laws of nature, which means they keep living a lifestyle, promoting a culture that is breaking the Most High's commandments. Okay? Y'all see it? And so here we are. See that? There's your cavemen. See how they try to make it so cute? They thought we'd never realize this, y'all. They thought we'd never realize it. See that? Y'all see? They thought we never realized it. Let me show you another depiction. And I used to love this when I was a child, not having a clue. See how they made it so cute, right? Brainwashed us. Y'all see that? They admit to being cavemen, Han Uman. They admit to being, therefore, non-descendable. They admit to being monsters. And I'm not saying this to put anybody down. I'm just telling it like a TI is. That's all. I'm just telling it like a TI is. Now, if you were to look further into Esau, you come up with something called the Horites. And I'm not going to go into this too much because then it becomes a very, very long thing. But if you have taken my classes, you should remember this. Esau mixed his blood with the Horites. The Horites were hybrids. The Horites were the first possessors of Mount Seir. And Esau took it from him, took it from the Horites. But there was, I don't remember, maybe 250, something like that, number of women remaining alive. And Esau intermarried. His children, the Edomites, intermarried with them. So of course they had offspring, right? Of course they had children. And if I remember correctly, Esau himself married a hybrid. Okay, so those offspring would have been hybrids too. Clear? All right. Nobody disputes this. Give me 1 second. See, now they gave us the meaning of seer, meaning hair, but no, it's seer, meaning Mount Seir. Why? Because whoever wrote that article didn't want you to put two and two together, right? They didn't want you to realize that if you start researching this, Esau married a Horite, and so did many of his children. Hold on. Who and these were hybrids, y'all. These were hybrids. The Horites were hybrids. Give me 1 second. So let me see if I can find this for y'all. So I'm gonna search Horites and caveman, so y'all can see this. Hopefully, I'll find it. Like I said, I haven't looked at this in years. But what's the word? There's another word for caveman, y'all. Somebody put something in the comments. What's another word for caveman? I don't remember. That's the word I need. Here we go. Look, y'all. Who are the Horites? ChristianAnswers.net. Can I get the choir? Can I get the choir to sing? Uh-oh. Hold on, y'all. Oh, where is it? Here we are. Y'all take a look at that. Y'all see that at the bottom? It says caveman. The Horite is a caveman. Y'all see it? Right at the bottom. Who are the Horites? Y'all see it? Cavemen. Who are the Horites? Web Bible Encyclopedia, ChristianAnswers.net. Horites, also known as Horim and Korai. Hebrew meaning cave men. Okay? Hebrew meaning cave men. Huh? Hold on, y'all. Ah, okay, so yeah, here we go. Hold on. Give me 1 second. What is this talking about? Hold on, y'all. Well, let me just without. I'm gonna go through this without covering everything. Y'all can research this on your own. Okay. This is I believe this is the Bible Gateway, but I'm gonna show y'all. So Ehor writes. Let me repeat it. They are to be kept distinct from the Ehorites, the predecessors of Edomites. The W Horites, it is claimed, are non Semites related to the people called Hurrians in the extra biblical text of the second millennium. The etymology of the name of E Horites may be the SEM, noun for cave, identifying the pre Edomites of Seir as cave dwellers. So Edom, Esau's children mixed his blood with the cave dwellers. Y'all see that? So Esau dirtied his blood. Let me say it again. Esau dirtied his blood. Everybody look at that for yourself. So let me show the, yes, the Bible Gateway, y'all. I got that in the Bible Gateway. That was in the Bible Gateway. All right, now let's continue. Let's continue. The moon rules over the ebb and flows of tides, the never ceasing, restless ocean, over all changes and removals, over all changes and removals. We just went over changes and removal of nations, of kingdoms, of people, of worldviews, of paradigms, and and the intentional disconnect planned and executed by the Catholic Church to replace nature with religion. What's the intent? What was the intent? To capture the mind of the people, to brainwash them, to put them in mental bondage, to put them in a state of mind where they could not express that they are that they are sovereign, that they are sovereign, that they are the creditor, that they are what, y'all? That they are what? That they are the first hermetic law, all is mind. They are a expression of that on their own, for example, radio frequency, okay, 107.9. Okay, let's say I'm on 107.9, you're on 93.5 FM. Somebody else is on 96.2. Okay? And what else? So that the first hermetic law, thought, thinking, all imagination, the workshop of the mind where you enter into your imagination and you begin to create, you begin to execute the law, meaning that what? You do good and evil. Because whoever you execute the law on, the punishment that they receive is going to be evil from their point of view. But it is actually, in fact, what? Justice. Okay, so you are executing justice. Feels like evil to them or their loved ones, but it's justice, right? So you do good and evil, huh? When you go into the workshop of your mind, you can heal your body, you can heal someone else, or you can execute the law right in the comfort of your own home. You cannot do that on the internet. I guarantee you that. Try it. You cannot do it on the internet. No. And what else? The other Hermetic law is what? Cause and effect. Cause and effect. They took that away from you. See, whatever action you take, there's a reaction. Whatever cause there is, it's going to have a what? It's going to make a consequence. Cause and effect. Whatever effect there is due to a cause. So these are very direct, easy to see hermetic laws. But the Catholic Church intentionally, with malice, took that away from you to make you a physical slave or bondman, bondwoman, and in today's world, a financial bondman or bondwoman. That is to say, to put you in a civilly dead state, a civilly dead status rather, and make you a living sacrifice for the nom de guerre or the ens legis, okay? And then for them to create finance and live large off of you, hypothecating your land, okay, your labor, and taxing you. Not only municipal tax or political taxes, but also choice taxes in the form of tithes. Okay, y'all? All of this is we're dealing with the moon and the Virgin Mother. So the moon rules over all changes and removals. How about the changes made to the book of the law in Jeremiah 8, verse 8? Y'all know why this is changes? Y'all know why? Because the subconscious mind has to do with change. growth and development, or going backward, right? There's no such thing as being static. Everything's moving. That's a law of vibration. You're not static. You may be able to what? Hover or polarize somewhere along what? Along the line of polarity. You can polarize in the Christ, but you ain't standing still. There's still vibration, right? You might be polarized within a certain bandwidth. Okay, but if you ain't careful, let's say you're polarized as a Christ, if you get lackadaisical or careless, you might dip down into lower self behavior and become a devil and a Satan again. Jeremiah 8, verse 8. How can you say we are wise and the law of the Lord is with us, and we are learned in its language, that would be the ancient Ibriad, and teaching? See, how can you say that? Behold, look, the truth is that the lying pen of the scribes, the dark priesthood, the dark priesthood, the clergy, has made the law, has made the book of the law, has made natural law, has made nature's law and nature's God, connotatively speaking, has made the book of the law into a lie, a mere code of ceremonial observances. And of course, a code of ceremonial observances is religion. So they made the book of the law, the book of natural law, natural phenomena, into a religious book. How did they do it? They did a remix. Yeah, that's all. They did a remix, like I always talk about. All right? They made natural phenomena into gods, gave them personalities and a biography or a history, gave them an address. All right? For example, the SUN sun becomes Jesus, becomes Hercules, becomes Jupiter, all of the 16 or so solar deities, so on and so forth. The wind becomes the Holy Spirit. Okay? All right. So the moon rules over all changes and removals. Changes in family matters. Oh wow. I mean we can talk for days about the changes in family matters, right? How about putting the Moors in bondage? How about breaking up families? Both then and now. Children and family services, right? How about how about having breeding farms? If that history is true, having breeding farms where men and women were forced to have sex and produce a baby, and there's no family unit. How about the destruction of the family unit through various means, through what they call music, or through media, including music, TV, radio, all of the disgusting stuff that breaks down families, through the internet, social media, all of these things that not only break down families, but destroy the psyche of our little ones and destroy their expectations, and, destroying gender roles. I mean, we can go on and on about changes in family, right? How about the gender roles? How about the role of a man and the role of a woman in a family, or in a household, rather? How about that? So the moon rules over changes in family matters. How about single parent households? How about the school to prison pipeline? We can go on and on. Changes, especially to the mother, masculizing the woman over the change of life in women. Now the woman has to work. Now the woman wants to be the leader. Okay? Women commonly say, and it's a shame because even in Vietnam now, you hear women saying they're strong Vietnamese women. They don't need a man. Yeah, even over here, that's made it over here now. Over wanderers. Well, Esau was a wanderer. The colonists were wanderers, right, y'all? The colonists were wanderers. They were vagabonds and paupers, according to our ancient documents. So I'm going somewhere with all of this, y'all. Let me see if I can find this. Articles of Confederation, my memory serves me correctly, refers to the European colonists as vagabonds and paupers. Poor people. They had nothing. They were wanderers, scavengers. And if any of y'all know the truth about this story, they were in fact they were in fact doing what, y'all? Cannibalism. Cannibals. And every sort of disgusting thing you might want to imagine. Ah, my search is not remembering. I don't remember the article. Hold on. I'm trying to let me save this. Hold on. Maybe I can open if I save it. I'm trying to search it. But we will see vagabonds and paupers. So y'all, you see I'm trying to search this document. It won't it won't let me search it. Y'all see that? Hold on. Ay, ay, ay. Let's see if I can get another one. So our ancestors said that they were broke, scavengers, a bunch of homeless people. Not that being homeless is bad. I'm just telling you their status at this time. I'm identifying them. Okay? The first issue at law is status. So who is you? Like my grandmother used to say to me. My grandmother had developed. She became senile as she got older, and every time she would see me, she would say, "Well, whose boy is you? Whose boy is you?" And I would tell her, and she would say, "Well, I declare." And then after that, she wouldn't say anything else, silent. But every morning at about 2 or 3 in the morning, I think, she would go downstairs to the kitchen, turn on the gas stove, all four eyes, crack the window. It could be dead winter. She cracked the window and make her a cup of coffee, the percolating coffee, and she would sit there every day. I sure do wish I could see my grandmother again. And she used to wear her hair parted down the middle and these two long braids, just like that. So we are Shatta. But of course, at that time, they were saying Choctaw. But that's another story. All right, y'all. So for whatever reason, I cannot search these. I can't search it. It's not letting me search. I went to another website to try to search it. Ah, wait a minute, let me try it again. I just want y'all to see this. So I hope right now you have enough evidence uh, where you're motivated to do some research on human. You know, when you're calling yourself a human, you're putting yourself outside of the birthright. You're putting yourself outside of the birth. Let me tell you that. Let me tell you why. It's called the Judeo-Christian legal system. Genesis chapter 2, verse 7 talks about the man, Adam, who is sprung from the soil. Okay? And I said last class, Adam in Sanskrit script means thinking. Thinking thought. I don't remember exactly. As a matter of fact, I meant to go deeper into that. But y'all remember, if you don't remember, watch the class immediately before this one. That's the first Hermetic law. All is mind. The universe exists in the mind of the all, right? And then the other six Hermetic principles emanate from the first, which is mind or thought. Thinking is thought in action, right? Thinking is thought in action. Infinite intelligence, consciousness, all consciousness, so on and so forth. So the other six Hermetic laws emanate from that one, right? Yes. So this is why man is thought made manifest from the land. Genesis chapter 2, verse 7. This is why man is the law. So when a Moor speaks, when an orthogonist Moor speaks, the law is speaking. Quote unquote, God, connotatively speaking, God is speaking. Right? So you need to do what? You need to condemn yourself with your words. Right? What you say is what will condemn you, your tongue. Right? So it's a well established principle in law that land is the substance and subject matter of the law. Look in your law dictionary, and you will see, as one of the definitions for land, you will see Moors. Moors. That's our nationality. We are Moors, Moorish Americans. So let's say it again. It's a well established principle in law that Moors are the substance and subject matter of the law. It's a well established principle in law that land, that Moors are the substance and subject matter of the law. That means that you're the rightful heir. If it ain't about you, it ain't about nothing. The law is for you, and it is to be made by you. And there are three primary offices or institutions of law: the executive power, the legislative powers, and then the judicial powers. Wow, how did that happen, y'all? Did y'all see those balloons in my camera? I didn't do that. Okay, so these are also what? These are powers that we gave. We gave to the government that our ancestors ordained and established to help these vagabonds, these paupers. We gave them 13 colonies on the eastern part of North America, on the eastern part of the Maghreb, Al-Aqsa. Yes, we did for them. And look what they did in return. But remember, the hybrid can have both dark skin and be pale face. Because remember, Esau came out red, which is brown, and hairy all over. So his hair was brown. His hair was brown. It wasn't. Uh, it wasn't blonde. He came out hairy and brown. What is it? I'll come back to that. I done lost my thought. I lost my thought. I don't know what I was. I don't. Well, since I lost my thought, hold on. So y'all, I can't. It's too. Y'all can check the Articles of Confederation if you want to see the vagabonds and paupers. Oh, okay. So yeah. Um, so I hope y'all have enough information to make you want to research further whether or not you want to continue to identify yourself as a human, as a human being, because there's only two, two options mentioned in the Bible, the Helios Bibliotech. Only two. There is Genesis chapter 1, verse 26 and 27, which is mankind, Han Uman, the human being, who is non-descendable, who is a monster in law. And then there is man. There is man, Genesis chapter 2, verse 7, who is the rightful heir and descendable. Genesis chapter 1, verse 26 and 27. This is Han Uman. This is mankind, a kind of man, a symbol like him, a colorable man. In law, if something is colored, it means it's fake. So mankind looks like a man, but he doesn't have the substance. What does it mean he doesn't have the substance? Well, we just went through it. Man, Genesis chapter 2, verse 7, is thought made manifest from the land. Autochthonous. Right? We got 5 points. Head, arm, leg, arm, right? I'm sorry, not head, but arm. And then go through it. So it'll be Allah when you finish it. And Allah is a moon god, if I remember correctly, to be quite frank with you. But that would be the religious spin, okay? But if you're dealing with astrology, you're dealing with what? Feminine energy, but also masculine energy. So the principles, this is the Hermetic law of gender. The Hermetic law of gender, of course, is masculine and feminine energy is used to form all things that are natural. Okay? So you have your choices. You have your choices. Okay? But if you insist on identifying yourself as a human, and if somebody is up on this, they might call you out on it. They might call you out. You don't have a birthright because you admit to being non-descendable. You admit to being a human, a monster who is non-descendable. Y'all check it in the law dictionary. I've shown it many times. Let me see if I can show it again. So I hope y'all see we're dealing with civics. We're dealing with civics and international law. Mankind and man. Two separate peoples. Right? Esau and Jacob. Two manner of people in her womb. International law. Uh, hold on, y'all. And so therefore, and so therefore, the opposite of sovereignty, the opposite of sovereignty and a birthright is what? Well, let me restate that. The opposite of sovereignty, a birthright, included in that would be what? Land and nobility. The opposite of that, the law of polarity, would be what? No land, statelessness, no birthright, no nobility. Y'all see it? In other words, what? Feudalism. Okay? Feudalism. Why? Because they can't own anything, so what are they going to do? They're going to take. They're going to take. I posted a video yesterday on my LinkedIn channel and on my YouTube channel where this one professor was going through that document that I told you all about. You should get about the DNA uh, of chimpanzees, gorillas. Well, let's just call it apes. Chimpanzees, no, orangutans. I think orangutans had 3 genetic series. Apes, I guess he's talking about gorillas, had 4. I think chimpanzees have 4 or 5, and the Europeans have 6. They have 6 DNA series, and then the autochthonous Moors have 9 DNA series, and according to this professor, the DNA series represent genius. Genius. It represents genius. So if that's the case, oh, and by the way, this study was funded in, I think it was done in 1996. According to him, it was copywritten, so nobody could publish it without their permission. They won't give you permission, and if you do, of course, they're gonna. Oh, that's another thing I want to talk to you about, Esau. They're gonna take action against you. So this would explain why the Han-Umans, why the humans constantly disgrace us, lie on us all over the world. I have to deal with this stuff in Asia, y'all. They done lied all over Asia about us. Really terrible things about us. But it also explains why the constant assault through media and through the food system, the public and private food system, the school system, why they constantly assault our self-image, etc. It explains all of that. But y'all check that out. Now there's a doctor, Dr. Gabriel Oyibu. He was the first one I ever heard talk about this story. So y'all can Google search him. He's the author of Gaga, God Almighty Grand Unified Theorem. He solved the problem that Einstein couldn't solve, and he got no credit for it. But y'all check it out. Okay, so human, legal definition of human. Let me see if I can uh, pull this up for y'all, and then I'm gonna walk away from it. Okay. Okay, human being. Sea monster. Ballantyne's Law Dictionary, 1930. Monster. A human being by birth. Han Uman. Remember I showed y'all that. Human is a contracted form of Han Uman. Monster. A human being by birth, but in some part resembling a lower animal. So y'all think about the caveman, think about the Han Uman pictures that I showed y'all earlier today in this class. A monster hath no inheritable blood and cannot be heir to any land. Ballantyne's Law Dictionary, 1930. Y'all pause this, and read it on the replay, okay, when you watch this video a second time. Now, you tell me that this is not about civics. You cannot say that. This is clearly about civics. Okay, let me show y'all something else. Now, when I teach 506 the curses course, I'm able to show through the ancient ivory app, hidden underneath the English, it says that our oppressors would use public policy and the legal system to harass and destroy us. Absolutely, it says that. People were astonished when I started showing them this stuff. It's hidden in English. Let me show y'all. I'm gonna show you this from a different angle, okay? I'm gonna show you from a different angle. Give me 1 second. I have to find it. Let me show you this from a different angle. Hold on. So y'all read the top heading, anagrams for Esau. So I'm sharing with y'all, I'm really sharing with y'all jewels in terms of tools and techniques to free yourself. So when you're a boxer, if your opponent has a great left hook, you need to take the left hook away from him. If your opponent has a great jab, you need to take the jab away from him. If your opponent has a great overhand right or a great uppercut, you need to take it away from him. However that might be. So we're dealing with word magicians. We're dealing with human beings who use the pen. They use Hollywood. To get you to transport yourself in your imagination. Remember, what's the imagination? The imagination is the workshop of the mind. That's where you go and you create. You go into your imagination and you create the situation and circumstances that you want. Okay, you attract and nurture the relationships and people that you want to have in your life, in the workshop of your mind, in your imagination. See, that's your God faculty, connotatively speaking. They hijacked that. See, thought. They hijacked that through narrative transportation. Through narrative transportation. So let's take that away from them. We take it away from them. How? We learn etymology, we learn philology, we learn astrology, astronomy, astrotheology, and we learn history, secular, and of course, mythology. That's a starting point. Get out of religion. Exit religion as fast as you can. So now, let's do an example of this, and I hope y'all like it. I don't know if you'll like it. This is my first time showing this particular example. It says anagram solver. This is wordplays.com. Make anagrams with the letters Esau. Make anagrams with the letters Esau. Okay, of course, Esau. So let's look at some anagrams. Okay, y'all take a look at this. This is very simple. Anybody can do this. Y'all see that? Okay, so here we are. So it says here, 3-letter anagrams of Esau. Number 8. Number 8 says Sue. Do y'all see number 8? It says Sue. Number 8 says Sue. This is an anagram of Esau. Sue. Let's click on Sue. Okay, definition of Sue. Sue, sues, suing, verb. Verb. So this is a verb. To institute legal proceedings against. To institute legal proceedings against. Like what? Well, y'all don't get tired of me saying this, but if I wear it out, it's good that I'm wearing it out. Okay? If I'm wearing this out, it's good that I'm wearing it out. Repetition is a good thing, y'all. Give me 1 second, okay? Oh, these are all judicial notices. Hold on. Give me 1 second. That was all judicial notices. One second. Ah, hold on, y'all. Ah, okay. I see a phrase, but it's not what I want. But if I don't find what I want, I'm gonna. No, I want to show y'all what I want. Let me find y'all. There's a specific phrase that I'm looking for. For those of you all who have been studying these cases, you know. By the way, I got these cases from enforcetheconstitution.org. So y'all go there and get them. Okay, you can download these cases yourself. Enforcetheconstitution.org. One moment. So I'm looking for the suits. I'm looking for some specific expressions. Y'all, be patient, please. Hold on. Oh, here we are. It's very simple. Remember, we're talking about. Okay, so hold on. Let me go back to it. Okay, so one of the anagrams of Esau is Su, S-U-E. So let's look at the definition of Su. It's a verb. Suing, to institute legal proceedings against, file a suit against, and it gives an example. He was warned that the district attorney would process him, and that's not worth going through. But you see, institute legal proceedings against, file a suit against. So here's an example of that. So remember, we're talking about heirs, rightful heirs, and people who have no birthright, right? People who rob others of their birthright and deceitfully operating a feudalistic operation. So here we go. So this is the affidavit. Hold on, let me get this right. This is the affidavit of fact, a default judgment. It is an international document. It was filed. I can't. The print quality is not that good. Let me just show y'all. But this is a document filed in the Moorish American Consulate for the Maryland Republic territory. Let me just show y'all that because the print quality is not good. I think I need to use a different printer. A lot of the documents in this booklet here, the print quality is so light I can't read it. So they got me. They got me. I paid for it, but I can't read it. But it's okay because I have all of these, and I think like maybe 2 or 3 thick ones like this. But I had these printed so I can carry it with me. Okay, so here it is. So here's the reason, R-E. Let me show it. So this is on page 2 of 9. So I'm just going to read it from here. Page 2 of 9. I hope y'all can see that. Pause it on the replay. This is what it reads. Reason: misrepresented instruments, bills of attainder. Okay? So these come from bills of attainder come from a legislative body, and they target a specific man or woman or people. Okay, they target them, and they're meant to kill them civilly. If it's less than civil death, it's a bill of pains, if I remember correctly. Reason: misrepresented instruments, bills of attainder, meaning they're taking your birthright through some type of legislative act. Let's say like child support, like the state of let's say the state of New York annotated codes. John Doe, race black. John Doe, race black, to identify you. And then the all caps, the ens legis, John Doe. Okay, which is not you. That's a corporation, a nom de guerre. Okay? And then they haul you into the de facto court. Deny you due process of law. Okay, y'all? Bills of exchange. Foreign bills of exchange. Okay, y'all? I mean, we can go on and on for days and days. This is so much fun to do this. Okay, now remember, anagrams of Esau. anagrams of Esau, the human. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15 through 68. The curses, the punishments, the attainders, the bills of attainders. All right, y'all? All right? All right? Is that clear? All right there. All right there. Sue, verb, to institute legal proceedings against, not lawful, legal proceedings against. File a suit against. Slap you with a bill of attainder, right? These foreign instruments of exchange, and then have the nerve to have secret accounts and have you a debtor on top of that and try to make you stand as a living sacrifice, as surety for that debt instrument, and have the nerve to turn around and monetize it as an asset 9 months later, right? Harmonic with nature, the hermetic law of rhythm, right? Mom is pregnant for 9 months. Okay, so that foreign bill of exchange, that bill of attainder, foreign bill of exchange, has a gestation period of 9 months. From conception to pregnancy with a man, actually with the human too, is 9 months. So they harmonize it with nature, right? Right? Rhythm, rhythm, rhythm. Oh, let's go over another one. So I thought that was very interesting. That one was very interesting to me. The next anagram of Esau is use. Use. Law, the exercise of the legal right to enjoy the benefits of owning property. Y'all see that? To exercise the legal right of owning property. How are they doing it, y'all? Through usurfunk, through feudalism. Keep you in a Negro, Black, Latino, whatever brand in whatever part of the world you are in. They keep you in that stateless person, refugee status, keep you civilly dead, so they can continue to enjoy your birthright through usurfunk. And also through what? I know, y'all, we've gone through this before, so I'm not gonna, well, actually, quite a bit. I'm not gonna spend a lot of time on this, but let's look at Article, I think it's 22. So this is the Treaty of Peace and Friendship between the Moroccan Empire and the United States for North America. For, in my opinion, is an abbreviation for foreign, foreign. Okay, for foreign. Okay, so they are foreign to us. Why? It's a different bloodline. Different bloodline, right? So therefore, diversity of citizenship. Two manner of people in her womb, right? Jacob and Esau. So Article, I think it's 22, y'all. Article 22. Be patient if you're already familiar with this, please. Okay, so use the anagram. Let me show it. Another anagram for Esau is use. Girl, why are you using him? Why are you using that man? Why are you doing him like that? Right? Or or let's say you have a friend who's if you're a man, you have a male, a friend who's a guy, and he's trying to use you. That's one aspect, right? That's one nuance, one meaning. But look at the meaning here. Y'all take a look at that. Look at the meaning of use here. Use, employment. Now, wait a minute, y'all. Isn't bondage employment? If you have land and resources, you don't need employment. That's bondage. That's a nice way of saying bondage. Definition of use. Use. Oh, it says enjoyment. I'm sorry. Enjoyment. Use. Enjoyment. Noun. Law. The exercise of the legal right to enjoy the benefits of owning property. Yeah, you own it. You got possession of it because why? There's no heir apparent. So let's go through it. Article 22, Treaty of Peace and Friendship between the Moroccan Empire and the United States for North America. Article 22 reads, if an American citizen shall die, okay, so let's civil death. Let's deal with civil death, okay? In our country, and no will shall appear, the council, consular jurisdiction and venue, y'all remember that? The council shall take possession of his effects. Effects, that means property. That includes your consort and your heirs. And that, of course, you'll find that in the book of the law. And if there shall be no council, the U.S. corporation has given up its rights to consular jurisdiction. It was either in 1954 or 1956. I don't remember yet. I need to check it. But they gave it up. So they have no council. Okay? They have no council. So therefore, they have no consular jurisdiction, no consular venue. Okay? They don't have it. But we retain it. We Moors, the Moorish Empire, we still have our council, consular jurisdiction, and consular venue. It continues. The effects, the property, the birthright, shall be deposited in the hands of some person worthy of trust. The property, the birthright, your heirs. Okay. Oh, birth certificate. Birth certificates. Your heirs. Birth certificates. The effects shall be deposited in the hands of some person worthy of trust. Might that be the Attorney General? Might it be whoever is acting as the Attorney General, not the Attorney General for the executive office. The executive power has its own Attorney General. The other Attorney General for the U.S. Or maybe even both. Whoever is acting as the head of the Department of Taxation or property, whatever it might be, and where you domicile, right? Some person worthy of trust. Wait, 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 wait. Our ancestors ordained and established and guarantees a republican form of government, but yet they have a democracy, which was a coup, right? Was done by a coup d'état. So now, is there a person of trust in the democracy? Yes or no? I'm asking. This is hypothetical. Can there be a person of trust in the democracy. When the Constitution ordained and established a Republican form of government. That's a yes or no question. The effects, and if there shall be no counsel, the effects shall be deposited in the hands of some person worthy of trust, until the party shall appear who has a right to demand them. Until the party shall appear who has a right to demand them. Well, let's go up to Article 20, excuse me, Article 21. Until a party shall appear who has a right to demand them. Is this a 14th Amendment U.S. citizen? Is this a state of, for example, is this a state of, let's say, New York citizen, 14th Amendment citizen? Is this a state citizen? New York Republic? Or, for example, a Californian? Or something else? Article 21. If a citizen of the United States shall kill or wound a Moor, shall kill or wound a Moor. Genesis chapter 2, verse 7. When you look up the meaning of land, land means more. M-O-O-R. Land means more. More, according to Genesis chapter 2, verse 7, Adam, man. Man is thought made manifest from the soil. Man is thought made manifest from the soil, the Hermetic law. Man in Sanskrit means thinking. And it's a well-established principle in law that mores are the substance and subject matter of the law. If it ain't about the more, let me say this, y'all. Don't get angry. Don't get angry. Return to the mindset of our ancient foremothers and forefathers. I'm going to say this. Don't think connotative. I want you to think the denotative meaning. Blackamoor. And I know there's a lot of people who already know this, but there's a lot of more people don't know this than who do know it. So this is for their benefit. Blackamoor. Denotatively meant, and our ancestors were saying, the glorious Moor. The Moor who is fixed, the Moor is who is fixed, immovable, who is forever between the cherubim. Between the cherubim. The blazing fire, the glorious Moor, the shining Moor. Okay? Who is forever eternal, having no beginning, no ending, not subject to death, not subject to birth, always was, always will be, and always is. I be, I am, I exist. The blazing fire. Between the cherubim, the head of the bull, the head of the lion of the tribe of Judah, the head of the eagle, Scorpio, and the head of the man, or Aquarius. Hence, our ancestors would take this position. Okay? The pharaohs would take this position. Okay? telling everyone what? That they are glorious, that they are the son of the sun, the S-U-N of the S-O-N. Connotatively speaking, that they are God. That you, more, you, connotatively speaking, are God. I be, I exist, rendered as I am. Y'all see it? Article 21, continue. If a citizen of the United States shall kill or wound a Moor, or on the contrary, if a Moor should kill or wound a citizen of the United States, the law of the country shall take place. So wait a minute. So we have Moors as one citizenship or status, and then you have citizens of the United States as another status. There was no 14th Amendment at this time. This is the Treaty of Peace and Friendship between the Moroccan Empire and the United States of North America, 1836. There was no 14th Amendment citizenship status. So scratch that out. The only thing is left is state citizenship. For example, you're a Californian, right? The Republic, or let's say, or a territory, let's say Ohio Territory. Something like that, right? Depending on where you're at. So we are Moors by nationality. Period. Period. So let's go back to 21. I'm sorry, 22. Let's go back to 22. Article 22. And if there shall be no counsel, the effects, the property, shall be deposited in the hands of some person worthy of trust until the Moor shall appear, who has right to demand them, to demand the property, which would include your heirs. Which would include your heirs. So, and how do you appear? Well, remember, due process. You give notice. Ah, let's go back to this one. This book has the proclamations. So how are you going to appear? In 22, it says what? Until the party shall appear who has a right to demand them. Y'all download this. Go to enforcetheconstitution.org. Download all these documents. And you'll get all the details. Judicial notice and proclamation. Here I is. I be. I exist. Okay, I ain't a 14th Amendment citizen. I definitely, okay? I ain't a 14th Amendment citizen. I'm not your Negro, as James Baldwin said. Okay, y'all? You can get all of that. You can get all of that. All right? You can get it all. That's what I did. Okay, now he continues. She continues. But if the heir to the person deceased be present, so this is the proclamation, national identity card, etc., proves who you are by bloodline, your nationality, and that you're the rightful heir. Okay, what we just looked at. in terms of documentation. We haven't talked about lifestyle, because remember, we have to return to the ways or the heritage of our ancient foremothers and forefathers. Honor your ancient foremothers and forefathers so that it may go well with you in the land on your estate held in trust by the Most High that I am giving you. But who is the Most High? Right? It should be apparent to you now. If it's not, think about it. Okay? Now, let's continue. But if the heir to the person deceased be present, the property shall be delivered to him, shall be delivered to the heir without interruption, right? And if a will shall appear, the property shall descend agreeably to that will. So you need to have what? A private trust. Okay, and then with your paperwork, you do a memorandum of trust. As notice that there's a trust with all your stuff in it. You do the memorandum, not the trust. You provide, you give notice or give a memorandum, which is a letter, right, that a trust exists. Okay, so when does it happen? And if a will shall appear, the property shall descend agreeably to that will as soon as the council shall declare the validity thereof. Right? So let's say if you have heirs and you have a trust, you're not going to go to de facto court with your trust. No, you do that through the council. You do it through the council. Okay? You do that through the council, not their de facto court venue. All right, yo? That was pretty fun. But you have to remember about the reversion of ancestral estate and all of that. I didn't go through, but that also applies to it, right? To get your to get your setback. Okay, here I is. Okay, so let's continue. I don't know where we're at in the book. Oh, we were on wanderers. Esau has no birthright. He's a wanderer, right? He's a vagabond. He's a vagabond, right? Ain't got nothing. Our ancestors documented it. And tramps. So y'all can read the history about what these colonizers and their hybrid companions, let's put it like that, these Moorish colonizers, well, many of them were Moors, many of them were, what do you say, melanated or dark complected hybrids, and they're slaves and whatnot. They're hybrids. They came over and they had nothing. Okay? They had nothing. They were eating people, cannibals, robbing people. See, this is the motivation to trick people out of their land, to be conniving. But that's their character anyway, conniving, deceitful and deceptive. That's their character anyway, right? Oh, I remember where I was at. I was on Sue. So you can have so much fun with this stuff, y'all. All right. So again, definition of use, rather, I was on use. Definition of use. Law. Exercise of the right to enjoy the benefits of owning property. So now let me see if I can find you. Let me see if I can find it. Ah, here you go, y'all. Here we go. User funk noun. Read that. Y'all take a look at that. Everybody see that? Everybody see it? User funk noun. The right of using and enjoying the profits of an estate or other thing belonging to another. Han Uman, the human being is non-descendable. Human beings have no estate. They have no estate. No estate. User funk. The right of using and enjoying the profits of an estate or other thing belonging to another. Without what? Without what, y'all? Without impairing the substance. Without impairing the substance. This is feudalism. Definition number 3, the right to use and derive profit or benefit from property that belongs to another person, as long as the property isn't damaged. Y'all see that? They don't even follow their own stuff. They damaging our property, right? Huh? Y'all heard? Actually, this is very interesting. Okay, English meaning, Cambridge Dictionary. I'm gonna open this up. Usufruct. Let me see if y'all can. Tell me if y'all can hear this. Uh-oh. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. Usufruct. Usufruct. Okay. So law. Let me show y'all this. This is Cambridge Dictionary. Cambridge Dictionary. All right. All right. So let's do it. Usurfunk. Noun. Law. The legal right to use someone else's property temporarily and to keep any profit made from it. In other words, they ain't gonna give you nothing. They're not gonna tell you anything about any finance being made from it. Okay, so let's keep it moving. So y'all see how that connects with the treaty, right? Article 21 and 22. Y'all see that? You see how it connects with Esau? Everybody see how that connects to Esau? Let me see, is there anything else I want to show you about Esau before I move on? Hold on. Give me 1 second, y'all. Well, how about C? How about C? C, Maritime Admiralty Law. The law of the sea brought on the land. The law of the sea brought on the land. The Holy See. The Holy See, the source of the Pope's power. The Holy See. SEE, the source of the Pope's power. All right? And they're all about bondage. Y'all see that? Everybody see it? Okay. Look at number 2. Look at number 2. Do y'all see US? US? Anagram of Esau? US. Anagram of US, definition of US. It says USP, but the objective case of the pronoun we, and then it has next United States, United States of America, America, the states, US, U dot, S dot, USA, U dot, S dot, A. Y'all see that? These are anagrams of Esau. Anagrams of Esau. So the US is involved in birthright theft, right? The US is involved in birthright theft. The corporate US is involved in birthright theft. Okay? This is the Inquisition still continuing. Okay? This is birthright theft still continuing. Now, I wonder how many people knew that one of the anagrams for Esau is the U.S. dot. Let me show it again. Y'all see how powerful language is? Y'all see how the culture is in language? A culture of what? Lies and deceit, feudalism, deception, right? Deception. Genesis chapter 1. Genesis chapter 1, where Han Uman is told to, or commissioned, authorized by the Elohim to have dominion, superiority, to put all of the autochthonous Moors under its feet. Hence, you get terms like white supremacy. Okay, that's in Genesis chapter 1. And they call us what? Goyim, cattle, herds. Okay? So let's keep it moving. Let's go back to the moon. There's a whole lot in that, right? A whole lot in that. Okay, so the moon rules over all changes and removals. Changes in family matters, especially to mothers, over the change of life in women. Women going from a matriarchal paradigm to a patriarchal paradigm, right? Over wanderers. So the moon rules over human beings, Neanderthals, Han Uman, vagabonds. That would be the colonists, right? That would be the colonists. For example, let me see if I can find it. I have to bring some different cases with me to make this easier, faster rather. Okay, so vagabonds, colonists. So this is uh, another writ stamped or filed April 16th, 2024. So this is fresh. Y'all take a look at this. Okay, so go to enforcetheconstitution.org and download this so you can follow what I'm talking about. Also, so you can learn on your own. So here we are, Morocco Consular Court at the Maryland State Consular Jurisdiction, available for display at enforcetheconstitution.org / habeas corpus cases. Okay, let's go to the defendants. Oh, wait. They're the defendant. John Cluster, foreign, Occidental, European male. Remember, male and female, these are gender designations for animals. So remember, the meaning of a human being is a monster, right? It's looking like an animal. John Cluster, foreign Occidental, that means from the West or Europe, foreign Occidental, European male. This is a Han Uman, a human being acting as commissioner. Remember, acting the Roman Grecian uh, principles and laws were taught during plays, and people would wear a mask. So he's acting as in the play, in the drama. Okay? So associate this with narrative transportation. This is the whole, excuse me. This is their paradigm. Okay? Y'all see that? Acting as. All right? And then the foreign. The foreign. So you should associate that with Article 21, a U.S. citizen, right? And so this is dealing with a more diversity of citizenship. All right, y'all? So vagabonds and tramps. So, as a matter of fact, let me read the preamble to the Constitution. Okay, so let's give this context. So we'll go to constitution.congress.gov. So let me show y'all this. All right. So here we are. The preamble to the Constitution for the United States of America. We the people, you study this, in the Americas, the autochthonous Moors called themselves people. Okay, it's documented. We're the people of the land, so on and so forth. We the people of the United States, and the United States of America is not just the U.S. Y'all research that on your own. We the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility. Now we're dealing with what? We're dealing with wanderers, vagabonds, and tramps. So we had to neutralize their antisocial behavior, right? Amongst other things. That's what was happening at the time, in this era of time. We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, ensure peace in the Americas, provide for the common defense. Because what? Those hybrids, those colonists, were coming over making trouble, as they say in Asia. Okay? Promote the general welfare. Okay? Wanderers, tramps, spreading disease. Okay? Stealing people's land, stealing people's home through all kind of trickery, stealing people's domiciles rather through all kinds of trickery and bank fraud and financial institution fraud, through public policy. Y'all see it? Through intimidation, through through extermination, the M word, I don't want to say it, okay? And secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity. Liberty, you can do whatever you want to, whenever you want to, and be safe and feel safe and secure. But you couldn't do that with these wanderers, robbers, right? Killers, foreigners, vagabonds. No, wasn't there. Your life was in danger. Your estate was in danger due to these colonists. And secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and to our posterity. There you are, Article 22 of the Treaty of Peace and Friendship. Okay? Do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of North America. That's why we did it. All right? Now let's continue. The moon rules over common people, over the faint-hearted. Why does the moon rule over the faint-hearted? Well, the moon rules over the faint-hearted because they're faint-hearted, right? They get scared, they get scared easily, and so therefore they're liable to do anything. So they change a lot, right? The moon represents change, amongst other things. For example, we change when we come out of our mother's womb. We change. That change is called growth and development. Okay. Okay. The moon rules over the faint-hearted, termed crybabies. Okay, so that's pretty obvious. People who complain weak, over change and fickleness. Over, this is interesting, over mirrors and looking glasses. Why? Because as the story goes, the moon reflects light. The moon reflects sunlight and cosmic light onto the earth. So therefore, at night, we have illumination. So reflection, anything that reflects, a mirror or any surface that's reflective. Y'all got that? Looking glasses, oils, and clear liquids, crystal streams and springs, palms, lakes, seas, and oceans. The moon rules over mines of silver, right? The silvery moon, constitutional money. In other words, right, they say, quote unquote, God's money, right? The moon's strength lies in the watery sand sign, zodiac sign Cancer, the constellation Cancer. Let me see if I can show something to y'all, if I can find it easily. Cancer, June 21st to July 22nd. Cancer is June 21st to July 22nd. Let's try to make an association. Uh, let's see. Give me 1 second, y'all. Hold on. One moment. Ah, look at this. 1776. 1776 is celebrated in the United States as the official beginning of the nation, with the Declaration of Independence of the 13 colonies from the British Empire on July 4th. On July 4th. July is Cancer, right? July is Cancer. Cancer is the summer solstice, where the sun is at its highest point in the northern part of space. That was done by design. It was done by design. It was done by design. And also the year 1776, it also, they decided to wage war for an astrological purpose. So even that is astrological. Okay, y'all? All right. Okay, so I give y'all a hint. I give you a hint. How many of y'all are old enough to remember this? How many of you are old enough to remember this? Y'all remember this gas station, 1776? Look at the circle. Y'all see that? 1776. I'm sorry, the 76. That circle is supposed to be the sun. 7 and 6 is 13. That's the 12 zodiac signs. That's the 12 zodiac signs. Plus the sun is 13. And the position is the summer solstice. The position is the summer solstice. Y'all see it? But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Let's keep it moving. Hold on. Give me 1 second, y'all. Hold on, y'all. Give me 1 second. I'm going to put my phone away because this place is going to close soon and I want to start wrapping up. I need to charge my phone so I can be able to book my taxi. Okay, so let's continue. Let's continue. The moon rules over minds of silver. The moon's strength lies in the watery sign Cancer. The moon's strength lies in the watery sign Cancer. Change, change. The moon rules over changes and removals. The dweller by the seashore. The moon is the significator of unrest, of unrest, change, and desire to journey, of steam. Y'all see what's happening here in 1776 with the war? What was happening here with the colonists, with the human beings? Where other aspects coincide, where ill dignified. So now we're going to talk about where the moon is ill dignified. The moon makes those over whom she rules to be sottish. Sottish means to be like drunkards, or maybe even in fact drunkards, but to act drunk, acting drunk all the time, or even to be drunk all the time. So the moon makes those who she rules over, act like drunks, like winos, or today what? Drug addicts and lewd. They're focused on sex and things related to sex, mainly scandal, where other aspects coincide. Where ill dignified, the moon makes those over whom she ruled to be sottish and lewd. Y'all see that? Y'all see that? Unfortunately, it's a lot of our autochthonous people who would fall under uh, this meaning right here, right, y'all? All you got to do is turn on Instagram. You know, it's so sad. You know, you see beautiful women prostituting themselves out, or like Dave Chappelle said, you might not be a prostitute, but you're sure in a prostitute's uniform, and you are sure doing the things that a prostitute does. You see some beautiful women with, you know, they're, I don't know what you call them, like tights. When I was younger, they used to call them tights. I don't know. But everything is showing, the crack of their butt, everything. It's like they have painted on pants. And then they're turning around, showing you their butts, shaking their, yeah, it's disgusting for me. But I still watch. The moon moves more rapidly than any other. I tell you what, y'all, I would never get into a relationship with a woman like that. Never, ever. And I think any man who's a man would never want to keep that. You know, you might be enticed by the physical beauty, but you'd be a fool to keep it, right? Because she's showing you what she TI is. And we used to call it a hoe. Women who dress like that, we used to call them hoes. When I was in school, hoes. And then later they started calling them bitches. That's too much for me. That's too much. So the moon moves more rapidly than any other planet. Of course, the moon is not a planet. The moon is a luminary. There are 5 planets and 2 luminaries. The sun and the moon are luminaries. And goes from house to house, goes from mansion to mansion. Jesus went from house to house, telling the good news. The sun, the SUN sun, goes from house to house, goes from mansion to mansion, goes from zodiac sign to zodiac sign, goes from zodiac constellation to zodiac constellation, telling the good news, right? And in each house he goes to, or the SUN sun goes to, the SUN sun takes on completely the character and attributes of that zodiac sign. Okay, so the moon moves more rapidly than any other planet and goes from house to house, zodiac sign to zodiac sign, gathering news and revealing all things. Now, there is a difference between news and history. See, news is when it's just happening. History is when it already happened. News is present, history is past. So it's gathering news about what's happening, hence prophecy. Hence, if you can read the heavenly bodies, you can prophesy about what's about to happen now. as opposed to history, which had already happened. Okay. For most important, for most important of all, is she, quote unquote, for great is Diana. This is a famous quote in the New Testament, right? For great is Diana, as she often produced blindness. She was also called Artemis. Yeah, Artemis is mentioned in the New Testament, right? Or the blind Artemis. Okay, so that's it, y'all. That's all I got for today. Thanks for thanks for joining me. I would like very much if everyone would participate, ask a question, make a comment, something. All right. But if you watch the video, uh, like and share the video, subscribe if you haven't had to. But put some respect on my name by participating. All right. Islam to all the Moors, I self law and master, and Shalawama.